There are narcissists who like to give the impression that they are optimists, always pretending that everything is peachy perfect and that they have such a positive outlook on life. You are probably thinking optimism, positivity, those are good words, usually with good intentions behind them. But when it comes to narcissists, they take the good and make it evil. So even though some of them appear to have taken on this favorable personality trait of being an optimist, it's just another layer, another mask to hide the true darkness within them. That is why I will be sharing two ways the narcissist hides behind this optimistic facade. The first instance is when the narcissist has done something wrong. Not only don't they like to apologize or take responsibility, but they would prefer not to talk about it at all. What you are then left with is a lot of unresolved issues that leads to build up tension within those who have to deal with the narcissist, and it elevates their stress levels. And no matter how profound the situation is, the narcissist refuses to talk about it, only because they are the ones who are in the wrong. This is where they would jump on their high horse and say something like, "Why do you have to be so negative? Why do you keep bringing up the past? I'm all about positivity and moving forward, and you just want to hold me back." So those are just some examples of how it might play out. Apparently, their claim to optimism is the reason why they don't address issues where they have done wrong. It's too much of a negative experience for them to recount their bad actions. Of course, if it was you who wronged them, then they would stress the importance of needing to deal with it and show you how you were wrong on so many levels. But when it is them, it's all too much and too negative for their positive mind frame. Narcissists are the biggest hypocrites you will ever meet. Many times their words don't match their actions or their actions don't match their words. They would gaslight us into thinking that we are being negative for wanting to deal with real issues that are affecting us. We are negative for pointing out their flaws. We are negative for talking about how they've hurt us. They would proclaim that all negativity is affecting their positivity. The narcissist pretends to be most optimistic that things will get better or improve when it is them who screw up. Their optimism is one-sided. The second way in which narcissists use their fake optimism is when people come to them with their problems. In order to avoid helping or even showing empathy, they encourage the person to be positive and just believe that everything will be okay. The narcissist doesn't care when other people fall on difficult times, so it is a dismissive approach when they start reeling off their positive chants, like, "It's going to be fine, don't worry about it." And if they are religious, it's more like, "Leave it to God," or "You need to trust God more to help you." Because unless it will benefit the narcissist to help you, they will not. It is that simple. They only do things where they can guarantee something back in return. So if you are sick, don't expect sympathy. Expect to hear something along the lines of, "Oh, it's going to be fine," or "That will go away." Talking is the narcissist game. It is cheap and effective, and unfortunately, many people fall for it and end up commending the narcissist for being so positive and optimistic. It's a win-win situation for the narcissist because without actually doing anything, they receive narcissistic supply for uttering a few positive or motivational words. If they were genuine, it would be great, but they are not. They realize it is a way to turn people down or dismiss their issues without them catching on to it. At the end of the day, the narcissist's positivity is all a sham because they do not take their own advice. For although they pretend to be positive or optimistic, they are actually very fearful and constantly worrying about daily life. That fear and anxiety is not positive, it is negative. But they hide their true feelings behind that mask, behind those plastic smiles. And the truth is, being optimistic is good for you. It is good for your state of mind and health. And some people benefit from hearing a narcissist speak motivational words and are helped in the process. But the same cannot be said for the narcissist who is not capable of practicing what they preach, because it would actually do them some good if they could be genuinely positive and optimistic. But in their narcissistic minds, there is no space for sincerity or honesty. As a result, instead of experiencing the real thing, they fake it just like everything else. That is why they are so strategic when it comes to when and how they choose to display this false positivity. They pick and choose when it is most convenient, and it is always in favor of the narcissist's agenda.